Leadership is a gift. Leadership is a gift. I was not created to lead people. I was created to lead in my area of gifting. True leadership is born when your gift is discovered and you serve it to the world. You got to serve yourself to the world. God put the gift inside. So the gift has got to come out, but the coming out of the gift is you giving it out as a service. You know, the government has just announced right now that schools won't open for another 14 days as we look into, what is happening with COVID. The infection rates are going up. Those that are succumbing to it, numbers are also going up. So prudent government, clever government takes a decision. Schools are going to be a dangerous place. So let us not open as we had planned. We'll evaluate the situation the 14th of July. We have a look and see, should we open and should we actually go for a total lockdown? You are in Form 3. Star student. You stay in a community where there are other students that are in various grades. What are you going to do? How are you going to help? How are you going to serve? How are you going to serve? Are you thinking about it at all? Or you don't care? And yet when I asked you to close your eyes and visualize a Zimbabwe you want in 2030, a Zimbabwe you want in 2050, maybe in 2030, you saw the roads all nicely tarred. You saw water coming out from the tap at your house. You saw the streets nice and clean. You probably saw everybody with a job. You saw, the hospitals working properly, the clinic in your area working nicely, the teachers being well respected by the students. How is that going to happen if you're going to be participating in ignoring education for others for the 14 days that are coming through? You might be having access to online education. What about those that don't have? What are you going to do? Have you thought about it? Maybe you're a young person who is now employed. How are you going to serve? How are you going to serve? Maybe you're aware that your grandmother or your uncle or somebody else in your family, they really went all out and they invested quite heavily in Fumvudza, and they've got a bumper harvest. They've told you that, this year, bumper harvest. We're going to eat. But you know what? I might have a challenge in taking my grain to, I don't have enough sacks, for masaga, for putting in the maize and all that. I don't have enough storage space. So when you had that, what did you say? What are you going to do? Are you going to allow some of the produce from our own fields fail to make it to a dinner table, or fail to make it to a market, fail to make it, to an export market, because it's got nothing to do with you? The Zimbabwe we want, the Burundi we want, the Lesotho we want, the South Africa we want, the Africa we want is in each and every one of us. That's why God made you and I to be born as leaders. I'm going to end here, but I'm going to share this story. I know Zimbabwe, we're a very prayerful nation. Probably the same in South Africa, the same in Burundi, the same in Lesotho, the same all over. Very prayerful. But there must come a time where you got to stop praying and do. You can't pray the rubbish outside of your house away. You can't pray it away. If you know, if your father or your family, you own taxis, you know, to transport people around the city or the country, or you own buses, and the driving is terrible, you know that they drive badly, you know that they don't respect the law of the road, the traffic and all that, you know that. And the best you want to do is to pray for it. No, you got to stop praying, you got to do. You got to stop praying on things that you've got to do. At High Life Foundation, we pray, and we pray a lot. I told you that we start prayer 6:30 in the morning, and we're still praying by 8 o'clock. Okay? We pray for every meeting, but I can assure you, if you look for us, you'll find us in the communities doing. Because the things that have got to be done, we don't pray that they happen on their own. We go out there and make them happen. I'm asking you that for there are things that you got to write down and say, this one, the answer from God is that I must go out and do. You know, some of you might not know because you're very young, but there are names that I want you to write down as I conclude. Here are the names. Please write them down so that you always remember these names. David Guzuzu. David Guzuzu. Christopher Chatambudza. Or Chatambudza. Christopher Chatambudza. Simon Chingosha, Simon Chingosha. Godfrey Munyerenyere. Godfrey Munyerenyere. Godwin Dube. Chabi Savanu, Chubby Savanu. And the number 7 name is Arthur Maramba. This is specifically for those that are in Zimbabwe, or that are Zimbabweans, or that are friends of Zimbabwe. These 7 names that I've asked you to write down, these names are of the 7 young men that are called the Chinoi 7. They are the ones that kicked off the second Chimurenga that brought the freedom that we celebrate when we talk about Zimbabwe's independence. I would like to believe that these 7 met. They looked around, were so angry with what they were saying. And I'm sure they must have said, I think they did say, that our mothers and our fathers have prayed. But it is now time for us to do. Thank you very much, young and dynamic. I hope the leader in you, that gift of leadership in you, from today henceforth, you're going to let it out as you value each human and you give out and serve out your gift to the benefit of mankind, to the benefit of your neighbor. Jesus said, love yourself Love your neighbor as you love yourself. You got to let that gift out. That gift of love. Thank you so much. God bless you.